Hi, hello, I am back. I finally finished season 5, the final season of the Netflix series You. First things first, I loved this series. I am a girl who loves watching psychological thrillers, romance, whatever the case is. That's my type of stuff. Love it. Wow. Definitely love this series. I'm sad to see it go, but it did have to come to an end because we needed to come to a conclusion with Joe. Most serial killers don't have a happily ever after, so why should Joe Goldberg have one? If you didn't watch this season, I suggest that you keep scrolling because I'm going to be talking about some of the characters here. But if you did watch it, I have a fucking complaint. I hate we ended off the season with these two bitches being alive. These two bitches should have died. Hated them. Wanted Nadia dead last season. I was pissed when he let this ugly bitch go. And now her. Now Bronte. Let me just explain why. Her desperation to be one nosy bitch and to be the white savior of someone else pissed me off. And her ass should have went to jail because she's the one that got Clayton killed. It's her fucking fault. I get the feeling I want to avenge someone who not even her friend, might I add, trying to avenge someone. But when you're twisting and manipulating someone to react the way you want them to act and you get someone else killed and now that it's on video, they can see that this was self-defense. Good job, you idiot. And then the end of the season when she was sitting there just having full-on booklet dialogue with Joe instead of just killing him. Wow, I just wanted her to just turn the gun on herself. Because you talk too much. Bronte should not have had a happy ending for me. You was complicit in the crimes that this man was doing. You agreed to love him as the killer that he is. You watched that man kill your quote-unquote friend and still said, you know what, I love you for you. You knew he was a murderer and you fell in love with him anyway. You knew what he was doing. As much as you try to sit there and convince yourself, oh no, he's a changed man. I could be your savior. I could change you. I could change you. That's a problem. And I love how this series changed on the fact that women always think they could change a man. No, the fuck we can't. If he shows you who he is one time, don't think that he's going to change. When she came out that water and had that gun pointed at him, talking about, you're not the victim. Neither are you, Bronte. You're a criminal just like Joe is. Her ass should have got shot or she should have went to jail too. Period, point blank. And now as for Nadia, the reason why she was annoying the fuck out of me, because she had nothing to do with Joe. Joe wanted nothing to do with her. He was just a college professor turning his life around. Granted, he was always going to be a serial killer, but you had nothing to do with this man. Your downfall is your fault because what you could have did is just minded your goddamn business. I feel like she was the most unnecessary character. Like, I would have rathered have her not a part of the series and bring back Jenna Ortega from season 2. Because let's not forget, her character was the sister of someone Joe fell in love with and killed. Would have loved to seen her character come back. But no, we get this nosy ass bitch. When Joe let her go, I was like, why would you do that? This nosy ass bitch. I knew she was going to come back to some capacity because she had a knack for trying to figure out who her weird, mysterious college professor is. She shouldn't have had a happy ending either. She's sitting here blaming Joe for her life being ruined. No, that's your own fucking fault. You should have just went to school and been a college fucking student. And I know there's going to be people in the comments saying, oh, you're mad harsh. Like, women need to stick together and women need to do this. Yes, I agree. Women need to stick together. But if this has nothing directly to do with you, this is why we stay out of people's business. Not only could that man have killed you, but it was very obvious that this man was smarter than you. So you ruined your own life, and I don't feel bad for you. I didn't want you here. You should have never got out of jail. You should have never came out the halfway house. You should have never did none of that. I don't care about your papa passing because, oh my God, I had a heart attack because of Joe. It wasn't because of Joe. It was because of you. Let's just get to the chase here. Both of these girls are results of not minding your business and always thinking you could change someone or you could be the hero of somebody's story. Realistically, they could have just sat here, went to the police, worked with the police on gathering the evidence, and then arrest him. No, they wanted to sit here and play Laura Croft and freaking get the case together on their own. This desperation of, we need to get the story out there. I want to know more information. I want to know this. Mind your business. Like, none of these characters had anything to do with the actual girls who were victims here. Could have replaced her and had more of a role for Marianne, because she was directly someone who was affected by him. Marianne could have somehow got in contact with season 2's little sister, the one that Jenna Ortega played. Maybe her daughter could have been friends with her, and then, oh, my sister went missing. Oh yeah, my mom is petrified. Something like that. Two of the most unnecessary characters. I would have loved to see Joe get taken down by people who were directly involved in the nonsense, not two nosy bitches from the outside who did not need to be a part of this whatsoever. Kate pissed me off. Yes, she did. She should not have had a happy ending either. And what I got from the end of this is that the reason why she took so long to not kill Joe or do anything to this man, because she needed him just as much as he needed her. He needed her resources and her money. She needed him to continue doing the killing, so it alleviates her conscience from the fact that she had killed all of them little children for greed. Because let's not forget, she's a murderer herself. And listen, this might sound crazy, but I think murdering a bunch of children for greed is so much worse than a man killing people in order to help someone he loves. I'm just saying. Regardless, at the end of the day, killing is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Both bad. But I think one type of killing versus the other is, there's tiers to it. And I think what she did is worse, because she killed what they say, like millions of children? She co-signed that. She knew from day one that Joe was over here killing everybody, but she needed someone to look 10 times worse than her. So what she did don't seem that bad. She's not a hero in this situation either. She married Joe because she saw herself in him to some capacity. He was killing for his own selfish personal reasons. She related to that because she killed a bunch of children for her own selfish personal reasons. So having Kate here, all I know is, to me, she was just full of shit. Like, you had your own uncle killed for your own personal reasons, but somehow at the end of the day, Joe was the worst person that you could have ever been with. No, girl. She should have got burnt up like a potato chip, okay? She should not have survived that fire. The only W of the women from this last season was this woman right here. The way that she effortlessly played Maddie and Regan. And we watched her literally mid-scene switch from Maddie to Regan. In that bathroom scene where she had to pretend Regan was in the bathroom and Maddie was just trying to help her. Chef's kiss. Give this woman an Oscar. Give her all the awards. Because to pull off a role like that, where you're literally psychologically playing two different people that have two different energies with two different mind frames. Ooh, girl, shout out to you. Anna Camp, we love you. Maddie was my favorite. I didn't like Regan. I knew that she was probably going to get rubbed out because she was such an asshole. Maddie was my favorite. I did feel bad for her. She went through a lot. The role of Maddie was so perfectly executed. I don't even know what to say. And realistically, with or without Joe, I think she would have wound up yoinking her sister anyway. Because Regan was always stepping all over her and making fun of her and looking down on her while living the life that she wanted to live and taunting her about it. That scene where they was both talking in the cage and, Maddie was like, well, why did you take me away from my child? And why did you manipulate me into having and caring for your child and so on and so forth? And Regan looked at her and said, you wasn't even smart enough to do X, Y, and Z. Like, you're stupid. All this. Wow, that was such a deep scene. Like, I don't even think Joe was needed for this. One sister offing the other would have happened anyway. But regardless, Anna Camp was the MVP of this season. As for Joe, he had to come to an end. I thought he was actually going to die. But, yeah. Not going to lie, even in the last scene, I thought he was actually going to off himself. But, he did bring up a good point at the end, though. Like, I did all of this stuff because of my trauma. And I'm killing people. I'm doing all this bad stuff. However, I'm still being called Prince Charming. Maybe it's not me that's the issue. Maybe it's you. You as in the viewer. Joe exposed that there are a lot of women out here who want that bad boy who's willing to kill for them until they get into that situation and then they don't want it anymore. Y'all fetishize the Joe Goldbergs of the world. I mean, if you look up Ted Bundy, let's not forget this man was all up and down Long Island killing every type of woman he could find. But there were women lined up outside of his courtroom praying that he gets out, having fan mail sent to him talking about they want him to choke him and do all this other stuff. We were rooting for Joe even though we was watching him do what he did. The way that they psychologically flipped this back on us was superb. So sad to see this series end, but I think I'm happy with the way that it ended. They shouldn't be alive, though. Just saying.